Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Hang on one second. Let me set this started and we're going to get this. Let's see, it's not working. Let's just wait for people to coming in and we'll get this start shortly. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We're gonna have fun today. So if you're joining us right now on our live, or if you're watching this later on, pen and paper, because we're gonna need you to do something, right? We're gonna try to have a conversation and try to engage with you here. Well, all set. Let's get going. Hello, Michael. Everyone, thanks so much for joining here today. Today is March 20th, 2023. My name is Nguyen. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. My dear friend, Michael William Aim. He is from Canada. And Michael, if you could please say hello to everyone.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello, Julie. Great to be here today again. Wow, the month is almost over, Julie.
I know.
Moving fast.
We got what, 11 more days, 10 days, 11 more days.
Yeah.
This month is 31st. Yeah, we got 11 more days. So it's exciting. In other parts of the world, they're preparing for the Ramadan that's coming up. There's a lot of things going on in the world, but we are excited to be here. As I said, today is Monday, March 20th, 2023. Welcome to our conversation today. Michael and I always come to you on Monday at 3 p.m. Daylight saving time is EDT now. We're going to do this every Monday, and we are always excited to be here. Thanks so much, everyone, for tapping in on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. There's going to be a lot more videos, informations that are coming up. And if you are currently watching on Facebook, I appreciate if you either connect with me or click the follow button, and always click the bell so that every time when we're doing something together, we're going to notify you. All right. So Michael, today we are talking about success and abundance. We have been talking about this subject, from the very beginning when we both are connected, having conversation, privately with each other or with the entire founders, friends around the world. And today, really, if you're currently watching this and if you are the brand ambassador, it would be great if you either make a comment when we ask you to, engage in our conversations, or write things down on your book, because it's really beneficial, I believe, for you as well. So I'm going to start with a statement. Let's talk about success first, Michael. I'm going to start with a statement saying success is guaranteed in on passive. I'd like to hear your thought on that statement.
Well, first, let me say I love abundance. I love success, right? And everyone should. Okay, everyone should. It's just a matter of attaining it. So if you're not there yet, hey, just pay attention. Okay, it's coming up. Success guaranteed and on passive. Yes, I would agree with that statement. On passive is trying to change things up for people, right? On passive, realize that a lot of folks are challenged when it comes to gaining success, especially in business, right? So on passive, I set out to create all the right tools, all the right products to ensure, right, your success. Now, of course, if you're not engaged, if you're not paying attention, then how can you be successful, right? But if you are in tune with everything that's going on, absolutely, your success is guaranteed for sure.
Absolutely. I love that. Everyone who currently watching this, if you don't mind, write it down. Do I feel the success in on passive? Do I feel it? Can I feel it inside, right? You could either put it on the comment or you could write it down. Do you feel successful? Do you feel that way, right? So now we have been in on passive in the past 4 years, for yourself almost 5 years. We are plugged in. We are the brand ambassador. We call us founders. It doesn't matter what name it is. When you are into something, right? Now we are in on passive. Are we plugging in? Do we feel the success? Are we staying in and feel that success, coming from our company sharing with us? Right? Are we plugging in? That's probably the second questions you want to ask yourself. You want to write it down. Am I plugging in? How did I plug in? And Michael, we're all plugging in. What success have we together have experienced so far?
Well, by all means, it has to be the people, Julie. Successful people align themselves with others that are like-minded. Right. So if you want to be successful, you have to have successful people around you. You have to have people going in the same direction as yourself. Right. And so from the corporate standpoint, we certainly know that the company has put the right team together. Right. And then we as individuals, we certainly have attached ourselves to people that we know are going in the right direction. So like yourself and myself, Julie, we spend a lot of time discussing certain matters within On Passive, and there's a reason for that. Okay, there's a reason for that. We have the same mindset. We're looking to accomplish the same things, et cetera, that we want for ourselves, our family, or loved ones. So just from that standpoint alone, I believe we've obtained success, and then just being in a positive atmosphere. Right. The fact that people can come into On Passive and everything is all about positivity, about uplifting humanity, about doing good. These are all positive ideals, right? And so when you surround yourself with all of that, you can't help but become successful as a result, right? So absolutely, the company has been successful. As individuals, I believe that we're successful. And just a matter of time from a financial standpoint for it to manifest itself. So people can actually receive that part of it, which is the physical part. But we already know it's a done deal. So success is absolutely there already.
Absolutely, Michael. And to all of us who are continuously engaged in and plugging into what has happened in On Passive in the past 4 years, we do know that there are so many milestones that On Passive has achieved. First, our office in Hyderabad. All the important tech teams are over there. What about Dubai, the Burj Khalifa? What about our own name, metro station? What about the relationships? I would like you to help me to list all of those things out, because every one of us who are currently plugging in already know the success, the milestones that we have received. And you brought out the point. It's to gathering the successful people around us. Professor Susan, right? It's one of them. Engineer Mohammed Kamal, right? There are so much more, Michael. And yes, those, we can call it successful of On Passive. We can call it the milestones of On Passive.
Yeah, absolutely. When we think of just having 1.4 million account holders within On Passive, again, that's a great milestone, Julie. This is before you open your doors. You already have 1.4 million waiting to become customers of the company, right? And in such a short period of time as well, right? This wasn't something, that took 10 years, 15 years. To have 1.4 already, that is massive. There are a lot of companies who've been around for 20 years plus, and some of them only have like 100,000, Julie. So for us to reach that is massive. To have the partnership with beIN Sports, so for the whole World Cup, again, there's been milestones after milestones, and there's no stopping On Passive. That's why, again, the train station, right? As one company has coined it, it's hard to stop a train, right? And so, we are on that train of On Passive, and we are unstoppable. We really are when it comes to business, when it comes to the marketplace. It's just up, all the different tops that we've achieved, Julie, to be able to have offices in the Burj Khalifa. You understand that there's so much when you think about it. You know, Best Moment event company, right? The partnership there. You know, actually aligning ourselves with governments. You know, there's so much, Julie, that this company has accomplished in such a short period of time. Can you imagine where we're going to be 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, right? And this is why we say that On Passive is actually helping us, right, and those that are engaged to basically build a legacy, build a family dynasty, right, for generations to come, you know? So absolutely, I love the topic today, Julie.
I love it so much to the point I'm literally sitting here listening to what you're sharing here and tracing everything that On Passive is doing in my mind, saying that how many, and I love the point where you said other companies that taking years and years to get 100,000 people are together. Us here in On Passive has 1.4 accounts, unique accounts, and then the amount of massive actions and the amount of every single individuals out there that know about On Passive, know about you know, that On Passive exists. Every time when there is a light show in Burj Khalifa, how many people are watching that light show, right? Which remind everyone that tomorrow, I believe, I forgot the time, it's 10:55, I believe, Eastern Daylight Saving Time, there's going to be a light show in Burj Khalifa, and it's going to be live streamed in On Passive YouTube channel. And you know what? That is the success. But talking about the milestone, the success of the relationship that On Passive has with other company, you mentioned Burj Khalifa. Last couple of weeks, Mr. Mufarad letting us know about the partnership with Best Moment event. And tomorrow, he's probably going to review the result of that relationship with Best Moments, right? And then other countries. And now the part where our company On Passive is reaching out and help with Turkey and Syria. You know, there are so many, I would say, milestone success or leaving the mark in the world. And that's what On Passive is about. Now, Michael, I love this topic and I'm excited talking with you about this, but I wanted to ask the viewers, if you haven't plugged in or you have been kind of stepping in, stepping back, taking care of things in life, do you see it? Do you feel it? Can you believe the things that happen could result in our own personal success if we are in On Passive, right, Michael? Under our On Passive logo and name, we are in it to win it. So when you are in it, can you feel that? Can you see that success?
Yeah, well, we certainly have to be in it to win it, Julie, right? If you're not in it, then how are you going to win, you know? And here in On Passive, all we've been doing is winning, you know, from one milestone to the next, right? And before I go further, it's 12:50 EDT tomorrow, okay? So 12:50 New York time, Florida time, Toronto time, etc. Okay, so everyone's on the same page for the light show tomorrow. But yes, I mean, even that, Julie, even the whole idea of being able to brand yourself, promoting yourself, marketing yourself on the Burj Khalifa, right? Like, you know, which company, right, is out there doing stuff like this? You know, so everything that we see that On Passive is doing is different. Right? It's not your typical, it's not the usual, it's not the norm, right? And that's what I love about On Passive, because so many companies have done this, but it's all the same. Everything they've done the same. And that's why people in the end get the same results, which is failure after failure after failure, right? So people have to believe, right? They have to believe that there has to be something different about On Passive. And so if there is something different about On Passive, you certainly can expect to get different results. So if you've been failing, guess what? Failure is no longer an option because we are in On Passive. On Passive will give you the success that you deserve. And that's exactly what's coming up for everyone. as long as we continue to plug in, as long as we continue to trust the company, trust the process, all of that, Julie, because that is what's going to spell success for every single founder, every single brand ambassador that's engaged within the company.
Yeah, so people may ask, okay, so what do I do to get engaged? We all shouldn't have been able to answer these questions. But if we haven't, the best thing to do is just get yourself registered, migrate O Founders, your account from O Founders into our On Passive ecosystem, and then stay plugged in, watch our lives. There's like 14 or 15 of the conversation that Michael and I have. You could actually get it from my YouTube channel on my Facebook. And if you have access to our back office O Founders, it's all posted there. And I'm going to post all of it today when I post that. But that's just a one little thing. The other thing that we could also do is stay engaged, get together with someone. If you are currently, things in life, we get busy. We got to keep our family afloat. We got to do all that. We got it. But you know what? If you want to feel that success that all of us are experiencing right now, the best way to do is get engaged in what we are doing now. Also, it has to come from inside of us, Michael, and I would like us to talk about this. Do we believe in the company? Do we believe in the vision, right? Do we we all have chances to experience some of the products that are out there for the founders? Do we stay engaged and experience those? Do we read the blogs? Do we go to different, listen to different videos that a lot of the founders are putting out? Do we do that? And I like you to talk about it. I like you to talk about the vision, Michael, because it's so important that all of us get to see that vision. And that vision isn't come about 5 years ago when Mr. Mufareh, created this company. It's that vision has already in his mind years and years ago. And I like you to talk about that, Michael.
Well, in life, right? Or life in of itself is a journey, right? So you are who you are, right? And so you have some people who actually care about other people, not just themselves. And so when they go about business, and if they find a solution, they tend to share it with others, right? Simply because they want others to come along with them. They don't want to be there at the top by themselves. They want others to be there with them because there's more than enough room at the top. So you have some folks like that. Of course, you have others who are very selfish, who it's all about them, and they're just looking out for success for themselves, and that's it, right? Mr. Mufareh is an individual, whereby he cares about people, right? And this is why, we kind of aligned ourselves together, right? Simply because of sharing that same goal, that same idea, that same vision, same mission in life. And that is to help as many as you can, right? There's nothing wrong with helping people, right? Especially when you see others don't have the opportunities as yourself. You want to bring people along with you. If you're going somewhere positive, why not, right? And so, that started a long time ago, Julie, from various, events, various situations, various circumstances. It started from then. And as we get closer and closer to July of 2018, when it's okay, you know what? All of this can be accomplished in one company, but we have to do it ourselves. We can't rely on other companies out there to do it because they feel miserable, right? From that standpoint. Yes, they may have personal success, but the people that involved with them, okay, are not having the success. And some companies just don't care. As long as they're making their money, they're good with that. People will come and go, right? On Passive is different. On Passive says, you know what? We can correct the corruption. We can make a difference in people's lives. How do we do that? Well, let's put together a plan where everyone, everywhere can participate, where cost is not a factor for them, okay? It's not gonna prohibit them from getting involved, where their location is not gonna prohibit them from getting involved. Their religion is not gonna prohibit them from you understand? There's no barriers. As long as you have a sincere desire to succeed in life, as long as you have a sincere desire to help other people, not just yourself, okay, On Passive will put you in a position so that you can generate wealth. And when you do so, not just keep it for yourself alone, right, but to share it with others. Maybe it's creating, jobs for other people, Julie, okay, with your newfound wealth, right? There's many ways that we can do. Maybe it's aligning yourself with other organizations that are out there that are trying to do good, and some of them may lack the resource. Okay, so it's all these things come together is what On Passive is about. On Passive is looking at the 6 billion plus individuals that are out there that are struggling. Yes, there's about 8 billion people on the planet, but the majority of them are struggling, Julie. Doesn't matter what country you pick the United States, right? Pick India, pick China, Germany. It doesn't matter what country you pick. The majority of its citizens are struggling. And it doesn't have to be that way, because we know there's some folks who are multi-billionaires, right? They have more than enough, but yet you have so many that have very little. And it doesn't have to be that way. So On Passive set out to make a difference. On Passive set out to change all of that. And this is why so many got involved, because that message resonated with people. Okay, people saw that, yes, you know what, this company is going somewhere. I like where it's going, and I want to be a part of that, right? And that's why we've plugged in, right? And we're starting to see it come out by looking at the products that we have, Julie, by looking at the O-Mail, by looking at O-Net, by looking at O-Trim, and of course, O-Connect. And what else is to come, Julie? The other products that are to come. When we look at all these things, and the company can put together what we refer to as CATMO, right? Put together a system whereby people can participate, they can benefit, they can achieve success regardless of their shortcoming, right? Doesn't matter. Oh, I'm not techie. Doesn't matter. Well, I've never done this before. Doesn't matter, okay? There'll be people involved that will be able to take the time to help and guide everyone so that we're all end up in the same direction and that no one gets left behind. But you have to plug in. We cannot force you. We cannot grab you, pull you, drag you, right? You have to plug in, because at the end of the day, you have to take responsibility for yourself. We can only do so much, right? But as long as you are willing, okay, then On Passive certainly is the way.
Oh, I love this. Look at what you're bringing up. You're literally taking that vision that Mr. Mufara has and say it out in many directions, in many ways of doing that. So I think it's really important, not only that we are living, see that vision and live it, but the language that we are communicating with ourselves and with people around ourselves has to go aligned with what we believe in, right? Mr. Mufara has his vision. He has that. And he stick with it, and he worked around it, and he built it even bigger. Now, we all familiar with the quote from Napoleon Hills: whatever your mind can conceive and believe, your mind can achieve. Everything is possible. The way that we communicate is how much we believe in the visions, in the journey that we are traveling, right? For example, it's simply just dropping a word. I remember one time when we had a meeting, Mr. Mufara, as a leader, he is very simple. You just drop a certain word. I love this, and I use this all the time, is I want to take a vacation, but I don't have the money. If you were to say it out loud to yourself, I want to take vacation, but I don't have money, it stopped you right there. Your mind just kind of paused it right there. It doesn't let you think. But if we can just take the word but and replace it with and, I want to take a vacation and I don't have the money, that really open up our mind to many directions. How am I going to make money in order for me to take that vacation? Simple as changing the language that we communicate. And it all comes down to is, what is your conviction level? Believe in what you are doing. And success is simply living it. You got to see it. You got to feel it and living it. Right, Michael?
Absolutely, Julie. Everything starts with the mind, And so when there's a problem or a problem presents itself, It's how you look at the problem. It's how you attack the problem. Do you let that problem keep you down, or do you rise to the occasion and says, okay, there must be a solution and I'm going to find it, right? And so your mind starts to play, your mind goes to work, right, to figure out a solution. And that's how you come up with the success that you're looking for, right? Sometimes it's like, it seems like, oh, it's hopeless, right? But if you give your mind a chance, okay, give your mind a chance by not thinking that it's hopeless, by saying, you know what, yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's challenging. That's okay, right? But there has to be a solution and I'm going to find it, And so your mind goes to work and somehow, some way it comes up with the solution, Julie, right? And that's exactly what's been happening in on passive, okay? With the products, building up the products, right? If there's a challenge, a wrinkle, right? If there's an issue, we find solutions to it, right? And we've done that time and time again in on passive, and prior to on passive is always finding a solution wherever something comes up. But again, it has to start with the mind. You have to believe, and it's not that hocus pocus fake stuff. We're talking about, I actually believe that I can achieve this. It's like somebody saying that, you know what? I believe I can make $1 million. And you have some people think it's impossible. Oh, there's no way I can make $1 million. And I'm saying, well, yeah, I do believe I can make $1 million, and I'm going to set out to do it, right? And so you go about doing it. Some people want to retire early, and they set out, because you have to take action. You can't just have the belief sitting there. Okay, what are you doing with that belief, right? If you are really confident, right, in what you believe, then people should be able to see that manifest in your life, right? It's as simple as that. If you can't see it, right, then it doesn't exist. Meaning, if you say you have a belief in something and others can't see that belief manifesting in you, then you really don't believe what you're talking about, right? If you're confident about this business, people are going to see it, Julie, right? They don't need to, no, they see it. It jumps right out. You understand? And so that's what it's all about. That's what success is in life, is that you have to believe that you can become successful, and then you have to take the necessary steps, right, to become successful. It can't just be lip service. Action has to be involved, right? Some people will say it's works, okay?
It's beautiful. I love this. And it's true. You got to take action. You can't just say, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. You could say it 1,000 times, but being procrastinate, not writing, and have a mindset of lacking, it's another thing too. We got to live it, and not seeing the neighbor living that successful life, but ourselves living. And I love a lot of the points that we brought here, Michael. Successful is one thing. It takes the action. And within on passive, we didn't need to spend millions and millions of dollars, right? Our CEO, the team, and they have that mindset and that skills, that talent, that intelligence, that wisdom to do that for us. And all we need to do is getting ourselves in that same journey, mindset, the actions that we take, and having success really leading us into abundance, which is the second part that we're talking about this, Michael. Let's start with the abundance of what we see, abundance of leadership in our CEO, abundance in the friends around us, the support system that we all have, right, Michael? That abundance is something that we have to see it. We have to experiencing it.
I love the word, Julie. I love abundance, right? You want abundance of positivity in your life. It's just amazing when you surround yourself with positive-minded people. It's like your life completely changes, And when you surround yourself with a lot of negative-minded people, okay, because you can't have abundance of negativity as well, okay? There can be a lot of negativity around you. And if that's your situation, okay, you need to change it, because it is a choice. Okay, I don't need to surround myself with negative people. I can change it and surround myself with positive people. Okay. And so in on passive, there's no shortage of leadership, right? good leaders, positive leaders, strong leaders, brilliant leaders, okay? People who are smart, right? Because you have to have that, right? People who are forward thinking, people who are willing to change, right? Not just stuck in their way of doing things, right? Because you have to have that in order, especially in this day and age, you have to be able to change. You have to be able to adapt, okay? It's not the same marketplace like it used to be 20 years ago, 30 years ago, even 10 years ago, right? It has really changed, and so when we have that great leadership, starting with our CEO, right, Ashma Farah, right, and everyone else that he has assembled together, you can't help but succeed, Julie, right? And this is what we talk about, success being guaranteed. You have to put all the pieces in place, right? And not just pieces, the right pieces, right? And that's what we have here in On Passive. So people can depend on this company, they can count on this company, because this company will take you places, places that you've only dreamt about before, achieving things you've only dreamt about before, but dreams do become a reality.
Absolutely. And it's abundantly, joy, hope. When we are on that stage of our life, right, being abundance, right, total freedom, right, total freedom of time, total freedom of having that options, having that abilities to live, to build dreams, to build bigger dreams. But yet on passive, because of everything that is going on, we're always focusing on lifting up humanity and being successful and staying abundantly. And on passive, we have the ability to give back, to pay forward to other people. And that's something that we always have to put our mind and heart together. When I am full, will I be able to reach out my hand and share it to someone that's unfortunate around? And that's what On Passive is. It's giving us the tools, the ability to do so. To me, is being in On Passive, have that successful in On Passive, stay in abundance. I have the ability to do many things that I wish and dreamed of ever being doing.
Absolutely. We're always going to have poor people around. I don't believe that's going to change. I don't believe we're going to eradicate poverty to the point where there's not one poor person on this planet, right? That's just my personal belief. I don't think that's going to happen. However, does it mean that we cannot minimize it? Does it mean that we can't help billions of people instead of having 6 billion people who don't make $30 a day? What if we could cut that number in half? What if it's only 3 billion people? Right? Or what if the 6 billion instead of $30 a day? Okay, now that number jumps to $100 a day. You understand? There are things that we can do to help people, but again, it starts with us having that abundant thinking, right? And that we want to help people, and that we want to be able to share whatever goodness have come our way, whatever blessings have come our way, that we want to share with other people. There are too many people in the world, Julie, that they don't want to see other people succeed, and we have to get rid of that mindset, right? You want to be happy for your brother. You want to be happy for your sister. You want to see other people achieve. It shouldn't be, well, I only want to be the only one on top. No one else can come join. I'm trying to keep everybody down so that I remain number one. No, right? Sure, you can have healthy competition. That's great, right? But in the end, can everyone stand up? Can everyone feed their families? Can everyone, do the things in life that they want to do, whatever they're passionate about? Again, as long as it's good, it's ethical, etc., right? Because that's what we're talking about. That's what we're focused on, right? As long as, that's what we're talking about, then absolutely, we can make a difference, Julie. There's no doubt in my mind. We can make a difference, but it starts with people, stepping up, right? And want to make that contribution to society. Starting with just your community. No one is saying that you're in America and you have to reach out to somebody that's over in Germany, right? There's lots of people right there in America in your own little backyard that you can help. Okay, if you're in the Caribbean, there's lots of people that's right there in your little backyard that you can help. If you're in, I don't know, Australia, it's same thing. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. There are people right there local to you where you have children who's going to school without any breakfast, right? You've got homeless people. You come off the highway, there's somebody there begging. Whether it's a legitimate, because we know people are people, right? But whether it's legit or not, the fact still remains that there are people that's out there on the streets. I saw a report the other day, Julie, that said something like three homeless people are dying like each week. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that way. It does not. Not when we're sending billions of dollars over there and over there and over there to do, stuff that's not really necessary, when that money could be stayed right at home to help people in our backyard, right? So I believe that with the abundance that we'll receive from On Passive, we'll be able to make a difference in someone's lives, Julie. And I don't think it's going to be just one person's lives. I really think that we'll be able to impact a lot of people, right? And that's one of the things that I'm most excited about in On Passive.
Absolutely. I do love this topic very much. And I really wanted to kind of recap it a little bit for all of us who are currently watching and viewing this, is that, in order for all of us to truly feel and see that success, is started from us making that decision. And it doesn't mean that, making a decision of being successful. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to see yourself engaging in it. So the best part for all of us to do, it's really truly looking at, am I currently living in that successful life that I am experiencing right now? Not necessarily of having a nice car, a nice house, or be able to travel every year. That doesn't mean success. What if you do that, but you don't feel it? Because nothing makes you feel happy until you are internally feeling it, experience it yourself. So it's truly really important. Success is already guaranteed. Can I live that today? Or do I have to see it to believe it? Right? It's already here. We can sit down and talk about the success that we have experienced in the past 4 years. I can list days and days on it. Right? So we're asking ourselves right now, with the viewers, with your being here, and we appreciate you very much joining in our conversation here. But that is something that we have to see it. We have to see it within ourselves, because obviously there is a lot of difficulties. There's a lot of people experiencing the difficulties in life now. But if you could internally, mentally see yourself being successful in the journey ahead of you that you are seeing, because whatever we are experiencing today, it's totally just a temporary thing, right? It could change just like that. But when you are in the abundance of successful, it could also change like that, right? So it's all about the way we think. It's all about the way we are looking at what we experience. And to me, I'm experiencing success every day ever since that I stepped into On Passive. And I do believe that you are doing the same thing, Michael, because of the way that you are communicating. Your convictions show all of us that you are experiencing the successful of On Passive.
Well, you attract right, what you are, right? And so if I want to attract negativity, Julia, I'm just going to be a negative person. I'm just going to run around being miserable all the time. They say miserable, misery love company, right? So, that's not what I want for my life. That's not what I want for my family, So we try to live in a positive atmosphere. We try to be positive at all times, even though the actual circumstance may not be positive. But you can still rise above that. You can still live, right, in a positive way, regardless of what your situation is, because that stuff is temporary, right? Success, we're talking about time, right? So being able to have the time freedom, right? We're also talking about financial freedom. You put the two things together, and that gives you the total freedom that people should be looking for. Yes, there's a lot of people out there who have financial freedom, okay? But they have no time to enjoy that financial freedom. and flip it around. You have people who have lots of time, freedom, Julie. They have so much time, maybe too much time on their hands, right? But then the finances isn't there. They don't have the financial freedom, okay? So we want to be able to put the two things together to help people accomplish total freedom, right? So that now they are free from all restrictions, right? To be able to go out there and make a difference in the world. And so you need to have that total freedom, Julie. And this is what On Passive will provide for everyone that's engaged. You know, we as brand ambassadors, we're just a little speck in the big picture. You know, the company has since changed its focus from us as brand ambassadors in order to prepare the way for the floodgates of customers coming in, right? And we're fine with that. We don't need the company to be focused on us anymore, right? Let's focus on why we're really here, right? Which is to get our value-driven products out into the marketplace, because that's how we're going to make money, folks. Let's be real, okay? We got to sell the products in order to make money. No products are being sold, no money is being made, okay? It's as simple as that, right? And so the company has done things the way it should be. Nice plan, excellent plan. There is a plan, right? And so the company continues to work that plan. And part of that plan is what we've been seeing for the last year, which is branding. Brand. Get that On Passive name out there, because that is part of our success strategy, right? So the company's doing everything it needs to do. And all we had to do was just plug in, you know, just be engaged, just pay attention to what's going on, to being tuned, not pop onto a webinar and say, oh, can you give me an update of where we at right now? Where have you been, right? Where have you been? Have you even gone into your oldfounders.net account, you know, and look at the updates, read their written recap that's been provided for you, right? For those who may not have attended live, right? Or if a language is an issue, again, you can use Google Translate or whatever translation service, right? So you know what's going on and you're updated, right? So we can help ourselves. We don't always have to rely on someone else, right? And so that's what this is all about, folks. It's all about success. It's all about abundance. And this company is helping us to accomplish all our dreams. That is for sure. And Julie, and the day we get to just breathe, be able to breathe life into someone else, Julie, in somebody else's situation. You know, too many people are having it hard. You know, I'm telling you, it kind of gets to you when you see and hear people's story and their situation and what they're going through, knowing that it doesn't have to be that way, knowing that we can actually make a difference. Okay, but of course, once you have the resource, you'll be able to do just that, right? So it's great planning to be able to make notes of all the things that you'll be able to do going forward, right? Because we want to see a massive difference out there in the marketplace. That's what we want to see. We want to hear all the success stories of individuals who received help because of somebody who was in On Passive, right? Or is in On Passive. Like we want to hear those stories, right? And I look forward to hearing so many of them, Julie, because those stories will bring tears to people's eyes.
Absolutely. Just thinking about it already choked yourself up by, you know, all the passions that people are going to go out there and continue to changing people's life. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufareh, his family, the entire team, all the men and women behind the scenes are doing this and sharing that success with many of us. So the question from this point on, I would say it's a call to action is, what do we do? Do we feel that success? Are we living in that successful life? You know, are we doing that? So if you haven't, you know, plug in, start getting to know, reach out to any one of us and say, you know what, can you please talk to me about it? You know, share about it. And don't forget, if you're a brand ambassador, tomorrow there is a light show tomorrow in Burj Khalifa on Passive official YouTube channel. And then there's going to be the last O Connect that we all going to be on it. It's exciting. You got to read that pop-up carefully. Okay, you got to read that pop-up very carefully. There is a message behind that pop-up. So anyway, Michael, it has been really pleasure having this conversation here. This is a topic that we talk about it every single time we're on the phone together. And I'm so glad that we're bringing this out here today. And viewers, if you have not experiencing it, get with someone that talk about on passive, any one of us.
Get with Julie, not any one of us. Get with Julie. Okay? Reach out to Julie.
Because I can feel your ears up all day about the success that I have received in Unpassive. Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much for everyone that's jumping in and tuning in. Check your back office. If you haven't registered into your Unpassive ecosystem, please do so. And if you have any challenge doing that, reach out to me. I can help you, or any one of us can help you. Michael, it has always been a pleasure.
Likewise, Julie. Thanks again for having me. Love being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Everyone, please stay blessed. Stay in that successful and abundance mindset, because we are there. I taste it. I can feel it. It's already here, and I'm living it every day. So without any more, have a blessed day. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us today. See you tomorrow. Take care.